I'm sure we can all remember saying things as kids that we vowed to do or be when we grew up and became adults. I started thinking about a few of these things that I said as a kid recently, and I realized I've actually done a lot of them. So here are 4 things that I said as a kid that I would do as an adult. Number 1, drink a double-double. So, when I was 4, my parents drove across Canada 4 times in 1 year, and in case you don't know, Canada is a pretty big country. No, my parents weren't on the run or in the military. They were young and trying to find their way in the world. This led to me as a small child hearing a lot of drive-thru orders, and coffee is huge in Canada. Being 4, I obviously wasn't allowed to drink coffee, but I vowed one day to order and drink a double-double coffee. And I did! In fact, a medium double-double was my coffee of choice for years, until I discovered black coffee and never went back. Number 2, having a belly. This one makes me laugh and feel a bit ashamed of myself at the same time. Growing up, a lot of my family members were a bit overweight. Now, my parents were always a healthy weight and promoted healthy eating and exercise, but my grandparents and my uncles were a different story. Kids tend to want to be like adults, and I made the statement one day that I'd have a belly just like my granddad one day. Of course, my mother found the idea ridiculous, but just as quickly as I became a double-double drinker, I also began to double in size, putting on a total of 40 pounds during my college course. I know it's very, very common for people to gain weight in college, and it took me a while to realize how far I'd actually let myself go. Word of advice, it's a lot easier to gain than it is to lose. So yeah. Number 3. Wait 2 years before going to college. Once you graduate high school, everyone wants to know what your plans are for the future, and I don't blame most people for not knowing what they want to do. You are badgered with the "what do you want to be when you grow up" question right from your first day of school, and many of us just don't know. My parents decided to pay out an education plan for me, so I'd have a head start in whatever I chose to do. This plan came with a 2-year period after finishing high school that you could wait to use it. When my parents told me that as a kid, I was so excited to be able to take 2 full years off after 13 years of my life invested into school already. At that time though, my parents tried to convince me that going right into college was the best option. But again, I ended up doing exactly what I said I would. When the time came, I had no idea what I was doing with my future. I tried staying in high school for an extra year. That didn't work. Went to work, just trying to grow up. Take your time. There's lots of options and you could explore them. Number 4, become an artist. From a very small child, drawing always interested me. My granddad could draw fairly well, and I wanted the ability to express my thoughts and creations too. Though I was discouraged a number of times and quit drawing because of the opinions of others, thus having myself convinced I'd never be able to draw well, I took it back up a number of times and finally decided that this time around, I'll base whether or not I want to keep drawing on my own feelings. I think I've reached this childhood goal fairly well. I am happy with my work. I take time to practice and improve. People view and enjoy my art, and I do the odd commission too. I'd say all that makes me an artist, wouldn't you say? Knowing I was able to achieve my goals that I set for myself as a child is really interesting to think about. Many were silly, and others were very important decisions about my future, and sticking to them was important. I encourage everybody to set goals and think about their future from time to time. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter if they seem silly or whatever. Do it. See what happens. Thanks for watching the video, everyone, and sticking to the end, mind you. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share it with a friend. Were there goals that you set for yourself as a child that you later did or are working on? Let me know in the comments below. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all next time.